And good morning. Here we are, Saturday, the 23rd of November. We are at the Potomac Curling Club at the National Capital Curling Center. And this is day 2 of the 2019 Embassy Row Bonspiel. This year's country is Greece. And we have teams out on the ice. They're warming up at present. So let me go ahead and switch the cameras. Oh, goodness. We are looking at the warm room right now. Looks a little empty only because everyone has just went out onto the ice. So let me switch that camera. There we go. Okay, over on sheet A, we have Team Ascercion versus Hip Hop Acropolis. Sheet B, our feature sheet, is Single Barrel versus T-Lines and Rink Ladies. Sheet C, we have Mamma Mia, which is short for Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, their official title, versus Sweeping Generalizations. And on sheet D, it's All Greek versus Children of Dionysus. So we will verify which teams are yellow and which are red, and then get going with our broadcast. So just a moment, please. Okay, up here on sheet B, Single Barrel is yellow. And here you see the lead for the T-Lines and Rink Ladies. Sitting on her first stone. And at the beginning of, the first end, you're just trying to get a feel for the ice. How it's running. Is it running fast, slow? Does certain sides work better than others for what you want to do? Okay, and on sheet C, I believe Sweeping Generalization is yellow, so we'll go with that. Have to double check on sheet A. Well, hold on. All right, we did find out sheet A. Hip Hop Acropolis is yellow, Team Ascercion is red. Just gotta check out sheet D so that we can accurately report who is who. Yellow is the team. From Diamond State. Okay. Yes, I'm talking to myself, and I gotta say sometimes it's how I get the best answers. So, indeed, it is the first draw of the second day of the Embassy Row Greece Bonspiel here in November 2019. And up right now is I believe it's the second on Single Barrel. Watching the stone go on down. It's going to hit that first red guard. Will it bump the second? Yes, it does. And, it promotes it into the house. That is the target that you're aiming for. It's part of 4 circles. The outermost in our club is blue. That is the 12-foot circle because it is 12 foot wide. The second is the white circle, which is the 8-foot circle, which is 8 foot wide. The innermost is the red, which is called the 4-foot. Obviously, it's because it's 4 foot wide. And then right smack dab in the middle, ooh, hit another. In the middle is what we call the button. And here at Potomac Curling Club, the button has our little symbol, our little crest, so to speak. And that last stone by Teen Lines Rink Ladies, I don't think it did what they were wanting to. I believe they were trying to put up a guard to protect the red stone that was in the house. Instead, it bounced off a different guard and moved off to the side. So, oh. Well, Single Barrel just peeled off one of the red guards and now has a 4th guard out front, as you can see from this shot. There are 4 yellow guards in front of the house. The red team has 1, and there's 1 in the 12-foot. Back to the hack we go. All right. And looks like the 2 ladies are escorting this stone down the street. Whoop, now. That's really close to the sideline, so let's see. All right, it will stay on the sideline. Now, will it stay in the house is the question. All right, it's part of the back 12. Still in a scoring position, still in play. Now, the scoreboard is at the top of the screen, but there will be times where I'll move it, like that moment ago, so we can see more of the action. But do not fret, do not worry, it will go back up. That has some weight to it. That means some speed. Oh, it hits one of the front guards, bumps another, and the shooter and one of the guards both go out of play. Once they touch that sideline, they're out of play, which means they're taken off. Okay, you can see what's being called here and indicating what they want the shooter to do. All right, the sweepers are being called into action pretty early on the stone. All right. All right, apologize. It did not go into the house as I anticipated. Stayed out front and is pretty much frozen onto another red guard. I think they were trying to, again, that guard shouldn't be that far over to the left. I think they were trying to put one in the way of their red stone in the 12-foot, the front 12. All right, here we go. Next stone by Single Barrel on the way. Ooh, this one is moving fast. Is it a takeout? Indeed it is. You want a little more speed, a little more weight to a stone if you're purposely trying to hit and take out an opponent's stone. I'm assuming you'd want to take out the opponent's stone, or if there's some reason you want to take out your own. You know, like a guard that's in the way or something to that effect. You do have to put more speed behind it, more oomph, if you like that technical term instead. And this stone is being escorted down. Uh-oh. And it did not hit its target. It went all the way through the house. And that's typically called flashing. It's a good kind of flashing. see if I can get the chat up. No, that means I'm not paying attention to the. Okay. Let's put that down there, shall we? And back to the action. I believe this is the skip for the single barrel team. Daphne Roberts, she is out of the Pittsburgh Curling Club. And we are happy to say that the Pittsburgh Curling Club is constructing their new club. I'm told it's coming along nicely, which is great news. Uh-oh, that wasn't helpful. Well, they took out one of their yellows, but no, from this angle you can't really tell which is closest to the button. You have to be standing over the stone to see where it truly lies. And decisions like that at the end of an end are made by the vice skips. And if they both have to agree, and if they come to an impasse, then there is a measuring device. It is used on occasion, but most times the vices are able to determine just by looking. And this would be the skip of the single barrel team. Look up that name, I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. The T lines and rink ladies. All right, it looks like Brian Hufe is the last name. I'm just going to say Huff. If I'm incorrect, please, someone get on the chat and tell me. Hufe? Okay, it's from Long Island, I'm told. Okay, never mind the chat. Someone sitting right next to me was happy to help. All right, taking a look at the overhead. Oh, it's going right out the back. Oh. All right, we're still with the one red, one yellow at the outskirts of the 12-foot. You can see they're discussing strategy. Oop. Okay, looks like strategy has been decided upon, and Daphne is sliding back to the hack. Now, as you look at the screen, you can obviously see the action on other sheets, on A on the left and C on the right on this view, and D on the far right. As with our feature game on sheet B, as scores are posted, we will keep you advised and we will update those on screen as well. But all 4 sheets are in the beginning of their first end, so we have a bunch of zeros everywhere. All right. This is Daphne Roberts' second stone. The sweepers are being called right away into duty. Okay, where is this? Oh, I think it's going to hit that guard. I think it will overcurl a little. But it is a very nice center guard, making things just a little more difficult for the T-line and rink ladies. But in looking at this, they could come in from the left side and just draw straight to the button. Or, excuse me, it looks like instead they're going to target the Yellowstone that's on the right side of the house, knock it out. Hopefully their shooter will stay, and then the red can score 2. Back to the hack we go, to Brian. trouble. That happens. Oh, wow, this has a lot of weight to it. The sweepers are jogging to keep up. All right, this one is moving fast. Let's see what it does. There, it's coming in, coming in. Is it going to hit? Oh, it flashed right by it. Just missed. Okay, and from this angle, I am not going to guess what the ice skips are going to decide. I will wait and see what they put up on the scoreboard. Indeed, we will wait for that. Okay, we do have an update on Sheet A. Looks like Hip Hop Acropolis has scored 2 in their first end. So Hip Hop has a score of 2, and Team Ascercion has a score of 0 after their first end. All right, switching ends here. Hold on. All right, back to the hack. Oh, we have an update on Sheet D as well. Children of Dionysus has scored 2. So they are now up 2-0. All right. This was one of the lead stones from our single barrel team, which is mostly from Pittsburgh. They do have their lead, Tim Leroy. His stone just went in and out of the house, unfortunately. Tim is from the Potomac Curling Club. Back to the hack we go. All right.
That's very narrow. But can't sweep it at all.
All right, our feature sheet folks on B have not hung up the score yet, so as soon as they do, we will let you know. And same on sheet C. The score has not been posted yet. All right. This lead stone is 12. It's touching a little bit of the 8-foot. We call that biting, when it's just biting the edge of a ring. I would simply refer to it as a biter. But mostly, again, it's mostly in one circle or even outside the 12-foot, and it just has that little bit that it's holding on to by the skin of its teeth, hence called a biter. At least that's my theory. If I am incorrect, someone was more than happy to be corrected. That's what the chat is for. Oh, and again, right on through. Okay, well, this is the first end of the other side, so you have to get used to the ice going this direction as well. Well, I know at least with their lead, it seems that it's running a little faster than they thought.
Stay close. Yep. Well, can't touch. Needs to work.
Okay. Second lead stone for T-Lions and Rink Ladies.
Yes.
Looks like this will be a guard a little bit off to the left to guard their stone that is in the house. Oh, she's gonna.
Good guard.
No. All right. Well, it overcurled a little bit, as you can see, but it is partially hiding their stone. That's mostly in the 12. Okay, back to the hack we go. Oh, goodness. This also looks like it has too much weight. All right, our single barrel team is still judging the ice, running this direction.
Lighter in the guard. I don't want it deep. Lighter in the guard.
Duck. And as we're watching this stone be escorted down the ice very nicely, very politely by the rink ladies, I want to remind you that our club's website, the website is easy to remember and easy to visit. It's curldc.org. Again, that's CURL.org. Please feel free to visit the website. You will find information on Learn to Curls, our Saturday morning breakfast extravaganzas, our Tuesday leagues, our Thursday leagues, our Friday night leagues, our Sunday night pizza leagues, and such and so on. We have all kinds of different levels of competitiveness and some that are completely social, completely just for fun. And of course, if you're hungry, we got the Pizza League, which is also for fun. And yes, between the two draws, they do have pizza delivered. That was a fun part. I played on the Pizza League last year, had a lot of fun. So if ever you're interested in trying out curling, you want to bring your group of friends, a group from the office, please feel free to check out the website, curldc.org. Our phone number is listed there. We're more than happy to answer your questions. All right, it looks like it's going to hit their first stone, so now team lines and rink ladies have 3 in scoring position. All 3 are in the 12-foot. So our single barrel team has plenty of targets. There are no guards out front at this time. And it looks like Daphne is indicating for a takeout. The gentlemen of single barrel are jogging somewhat to catch up to this stone. Indeed, it does hit its target and then rolls firmly into the 8-foot, as you can see. The only issue is it is vulnerable. There are no guards out front. Okay, I believe on sheet C, they have posted an update. Mamma Mia has scored 1 at the end of their first end. And here, that last end that I couldn't judge.
Yes, yes. All right, whoa, it's there.
All right, these should not be appearing. There we go. So I wasn't able to show you what happened to that one. The screens were jumping around a little bit on me. All right, back to the hack we go. So again, that was 1 for single barrel. Posted the score now. Okay, hold on, and definite hit on target. Very nicely done. This may be 1 red, as you see the one on the left-hand side. Seems to be a little closer to the 8-foot, but again, you have to be standing over top of the stone to truly see where it sits.
It's a little hot, but it's not much hot. I'm not even sure it's here.
Okay, is that going to hit? It will hit the yellow. Take it out, and the shooter itself also goes out. So at this time, there are 2 red sitting in the 12-foot. Looking like the score would be 2 red, but we're not done with all our stones yet. More to come. And this will be a skip stone for our Pittsburgh team, single barrel. And in case you are unfamiliar with curling, see a gentleman on the right-hand side using a stick curlers. That is perfectly acceptable, even in high competitive play. I myself am a stick curler now. Ooh, and that will hit its target. Yes, it will. But the overhead still looks like 1 red at this time. We'll have to wait and see. And there is 3 more skip rocks to come. Two for T-lines and rink ladies, and 1 more for single barrel. Seems you're still, well, looks like the strategy has been set. I think this would be Brian. There's an Ufe. I believe I was told it was pronounced. Hey, Melinda, Mindy, how it's going just fine. How are you? So yay, there's 1 person listening. Woohoo! That's 100% improvement over the beginning of this game. And it was just me. All right, is this going to hit its target? It will. Does it have? Yes, it has enough to take it out. And the shooter also went out of play. So now, as you see, there's simply 1 red. And I believe the strategy is either to take out the red, but even better, draw in behind it, closer to the button, is what I'm thinking. And yes, there are microphones out on the ice, so we hear all the goings on from all 4 games. It is one thing about curling you may or may not know. There are no secrets. You talk out loud amongst your teammates, discuss strategy. The other team can hear your thoughts. That's not a problem. And that last stone from Daphne did take out the red counter stone, leaving their yellow stone in the front of the 12. So it seems Brian can either draw in behind it or take out that yellow stone to score 1 for his team, because he truly has the last stone of this end. It's referred to as the hammer. There's a story behind why it's called the hammer. I just can't recall it at this time. But that's what it's called. There's no trash talking in curling. You may see that in other sports, like in anticipation of a game or versus their opponent in a boxing match. Okay, and he took the yellow one out, and it's touching just enough of the 12-foot to be a score of 1 for red. Okay, so we'll put that up. Okay, that has been done. Back to the hack.
Yeah, get on that. Up, up, up.
Okay, and this is the lead for their team, Shannon Graney. I'm calling for a guard. Let's see, let's see. It's coming into frame here. We're hoping it stops. It is not stopping. It is rolling into the 12-foot. Oh, hold on. There's your strategy. Saying she's making the motion to say take it out. Let's see if Tim Leroy is able to do that with his stone. He's got some good swing, good speed. It is curling to the left. Ooh, is it going to overcurl? It looks... Okay, it will hit. Is it enough to take it out of play? Yes, it is. Well, it's not completely. It did not cross that back line completely. So technically it's in play, but it is definitely not in a scoring position. That was a good shot by Tim. We have an update on sheet D and a correction. The score remains the same, but Children of Dionysus scored 1 in the first and 1 in the second. Oh, no, 2 in the first. Oh, good gracious. Okay. Even though I have my glasses on, I still may need some help. And this stone is not going to get past the hog line, so it's referred to as a hogged stone, and it is immediately taken out of play. Okay, over on sheet C, Sweeping Generalization has scored 1 in the second, so now they are tied. 1-1. Children of Dionysus is up 3-0 over its own Greek. And nothing has been posted at the second end in sheet A. Sweepers actively trying to guide that stone in the place where they want it to go. Looking overhead, completely in the 8-foot, front 8 on the left-hand side. This has enough speed. Let's see where it ends up in the house. Past the tee line, heading towards the back 12, out of the house in the back, and again, another one that is still technically in play because it has not crossed completely over that back line, but it is not in scoring position as their other redstone so far. Excuse me. All right, this one's approaching the house. It also has a bit of speed to it, and this one goes straight through. It's called flashing. That's a shame. Okay. Back to the hack we go. Excuse me. Okay, looking at the overhead, we're having a lot of flashing going on. And, well, this one didn't go out because it was able to bounce off the one that was back. So it is biting the back 12. And Skip Daphne is deciding what they want to do. See where she tapped it. Tapped the ice, that's where she wants the stone to end up. But where she positions the broom is what they should aim for. And this one's hugging the center line very well. It's curling to the right. All right, I think this will definitely get into the house. 12, 8, touching the 4, back 8. Fine. Yellow, as you can see right now, have 2 in the 8-foot. Oh, okay. Okay, here we are back at the hack. And that would be the Skip, Brian Buffet, giving instructions to his sweepers. They want to get that stone. Oh, he's also hopping out to help sweep. He thought that stone was a little on the soft side. Okay, well, it ended up being a guard. Out to the right-hand side. So I assume their next shot will be to draw in behind that guard. Back to that. Excuse me. This one's just gliding along. I think that will be staying as a guard, but I'm wrong. This is not going to be a guard. Okay, I misjudged the weight on that stone. Back 8 and 12, as you can see, but the yellow team has 3 in scoring position. take out one of the 3 yellows that were in the 8-foot and then leave itself. The shooter remained. A quick peek. Up watching Mark sub on sheet B. The boys are watching too. Yay. Well, I'm glad to hear the Carlsons are awake. Fantastic. Glad you're joining us this morning. See a little bit of the strategy they're coming up with. And back to the hack. Okay, no, sheet A is still not posted. What happened in their second end? Is, let me move the scoreboard. It's pushing that redstone out to the 12. We're back to having 3 yellow in the 8-foot. And in the world of soccer, or rather football, as it's called in the majority of the world, was updated that the Tottenham Hotspurs had fired their coach, Maurizio Pochettino, on Wednesday, and then by that afternoon, Jose is back in the Premier League. And the final? Okay, well, spoiler alert, if you watch British Premier League soccer, spoiler alert, Tottenham has beat, who was it, West Ham, that's what I thought, 3-1. All right, I warned you. Jose Mourinho, looking at the house, tapped. Okay, well, now there's 2 yellow in the 8-foot. I'll just move things around a little bit. See the Pittsburgh team discussing strategy. See what they would like to do. Seeming as that currently they are sitting 2 yellow. You want to protect that and perhaps get more.
Early for line, yep. How's the wave?
Okay, back to the hack.
Lighter the better on this line. Let's put it in. Top 8.
Okay, this is Daphne Roberts. Past the hog line. It's coming in. Will it end up moving behind the guard? Not quite. But it looks like it's perfectly in line with one of the yellows in the back. Let's take the overhead view. Well, for example, if you hit that first yellow one on the right-hand side and drive it straight back, you may take that one out. I don't know. That's obviously up to the skip of the T-Lines and Rink Ladies team to decide.
Line's good. Make sure it's here.
Yeah, and as you can see, they are discussing strategy at this time, and that would be Brian. Their Skip and Elena Meadows, their vice. All right, looks like they have decided. Elena is placing the broom where it should be, and their Skip has made his way. Back to the hack. You know, although...
Yes, fine!
All right. And you see he's cleaning the bottom of the stone. That's typically done because over time, a little debris can build up on the ice. So you check the bottom of your stone before throwing it to clear away any possible debris. So if it hits something like that, it may definitely affect the trajectory of the stone. All right, let's get to the overhead because this is, oh my goodness. Could probably only get like a couple of sheets of paper in between. Okay, we have an update on sheet A. They have finally posted the second and third end scores all at once. It is now Hip Hop Acropolis at 6 and Team Ascercion at 0. So Hip Hop Acropolis is making some inroads into scoring. D. Don't see an update on sheet C. I'm told they're on hammer. The hammer is being thrown on sheet C. So hopefully we'll have an update on that score. All right, this is slowly moving in. A little bit of sweeping to help guide it. Ooh, hold on, let's get the overhead view. Not, ooh, goodness. Okay, now it looks like there's 4 yellow. It looks like 4 yellow to me. But again, I'm not standing over the stone to double check. Ah, okay, let's see. Looks like 4 to me. But it may be 3, so let's take a peek. We have an update on sheet D. Looks like Children of Dionysus has scored another 2. So at the end of their third end, they are up to 5, and it's all Greek. So what did they, oh, they didn't hang the score yet. Okay. So we will have to wait and see if the yellow team scored 3 or 4 on that last end. All right, lead stone. Sent down the sheet by Tim Leroy. Oh, here they come. Oh, goodness. Cameras are... Cameras jumped ahead to end 5. Sorry about that, Bobble. Okay. I don't know if this is to be a guard. It's moving a little fast. This may, yeah, I believe it will. Touch the outer part of the 12-foot. So that is definitely what we refer to as a biter. Sheet C has hung a school. Mamma Mia scored 2 in that third end, so now they are up 3-1 over Sweeping Generalization.
Guard again. I've got a reading that way, so if you're ready, if you're long, I'm going to draw you. Normal. You're not guard. If you're long, you're going to draw to here.
Okay, that is a guard, and it is out front of the 12-foot. That's why you cannot see it. You only see just a brief shadow. So this is the better view to see where that stone ended up. Back to the hack.
Yep. Yes. Can't touch. Right to it. Right to it. Right to it. Just stick around. Right to it. Stick around.
And this is their lead, Sharon Graney.
Yeah.
The stone is moving on down. A little bit of sweeping going on, help guide it. So at least get it beyond the hog line, which it does. And it's going to be a side guard. It is off to the left side. Okay, back to the hack. Here we go. And this is single barrel's second. It is in the house, as you see. It is fully in the 4-foot, but looking at this view, it has some cover, but not complete cover. And
Top 4.
I'm going to go back to the hack. Excuse me for a moment.
Slight cross stick. I want protection.
Okay.
Arrow, yes, yes.
All right.
All right, but it's still narrow. It's going to hit the guard. Keep going, yes. Yes,
I
five.
believe this is the
Yes, five.
vice for the T lines and rink ladies. No, it will promote that yellow guard. So now yellow has 2 along the front and the back of the 4-foot. Oh no, I apologize. That was their second. Here's single barrel. All right, and that's stone. Oh my goodness. Delivered by Austin Shawinski. And they put that guard back up, which is good, because if you, from this angle, you can see the guard out front that's close to that center line, yellow, is guarding the 2 yellow stones that are in the 4-foot, front and back.
Cats on the way, wrong handle. You have some of this, right?
Okay, this is being sent down very quickly, so. Oh, very nice job. Wow. All right, that shooter went into one of the guards to push it into the centermost Yellowstone. So as you see from the overhead, yellow has 1 along the 4 and 8-foot, and red has that one biting the 12.
Pass the way. How heavy? Yes, line. Yes, line.
definitely a difficult shot because those three yellows seem to be in a row, and he took out the one in the middle. Very nicely done. Again, I believe this is Austin. All right, hit their front guard and promote that one into the house. That's a little bit of the button. So from this overhead, it looks like 2 yellow. Let me put the scoreboard back up. All right, in that last end, they did give single barrel 4. As I thought it would be. So at this point in time after their third end, it's single barrel 5, T lines and rink ladies 1, and our game continues. Goes between those two, and it flashes by the other yellows. That was unfortunate. For the red team, all right. A has 6-0 in favor of Hip Hop Acropolis. On D, Children of Dionysus has 5 over It's All Greek 0. On sheet C is a closer game, Mamma Mia 3, Sweeping Generalization 1. And on ours right now we have Single Barrel at 5 and T lines and Rink Ladies at 1. Okay, this may be Leonard Jerebic, Single Barrel's Vice. Again, checking the bottom of the stone for debris and sweeping a little bit in front of it also to move aside any possible debris. Gentlemen are escorting the stone down the sheet. Let's get the overhead view, because this is going to enter the house. Front 12. Let me get you back to this view. You can see the yellow stones seem to be scattered close to center. Okay, yeah, indeed, I believe this is Elena.
Yes! Oh, no, sorry. It's a spinner, it's not going to move. Don't move. Don't touch. I'm kind of hoping for some drop. I don't think we're going to get it, though.
Well, they hit one of their guards and push that into the house and out. It goes, touches the sideline, it's taken out of play. This time it looks like 3 yellow. And Skip Daphne is discussing strategy with her vice, Leonard. Back to the hat. And Skip Daphne Roberts is getting ready. to deliver the first of her 2 skip stones. The sweepers are working hard to get it past the hog line, and you can see from this far angle, it just did that. So it's a very excellent center guard. It is way out front. This makes things a little more difficult for the red team. Back to the hack. And they're setting up for their skips rock. See, they are still discussing strategy. It'll be Elena, the vice, and Brian, the skip, for the T-lines and rink ladies. Back to the hack. This will be the first of Brian's 2 skip rocks in this 5th end. And he has pushed off. Stone is traveling down. The sweepers are doing their due diligence. Let's switch camera angles. In fact, let's get you a house. Ooh, goodness. And it moved one of the yellows around, but then the shooter is on the back biting, so it still appears to be 3 yellow. And Daphne Roberts and her vice Leonard are again discussing strategy. There's all sorts of different things you can do in this situation, and that's why you discuss things with your vice. To call over the different options and knowing what you're capable of doing and how the ice is reacting. Okay. Give you a split screen here. The sweepers are at the ready. It is coming into view. There we go, some active sweeping. All right, they wanted another further out guard. Not quite sure that's what they were calling for. But this leaves a couple of different options for Brian Ufe of the T-lines and rink ladies. They have a choice to make. Okay, back to the hack. sweepers are at it. Okay, being called off. Let's look at the house. Oh, okay, it does hit a couple of Yellowstones, but it looks like they've definitely got 2, perhaps 3 at this point.
Oh, come on.
All right, they've decided, I believe, that was 3 yellow, but again, and I'll let the vice skips work that out. Oh, we have an update on sheet C. Their 4th end was a blank.
Drop low.
Okay. Over on sheet A, it seems Hip Hop Acropolis has scored a single in their 4th end, so their score is now 7-0 over Team Ascercion. All right, we're back to Tim Leroy, the lead for the single barrel team. Looks like a very nice center guard. Okay, just a little bit off center. Very nicely done. And now we're back to the hack with Sharon Graney. With her first stone of this end. Oh, I believe second stone.
There you go. Look at that.
And the sweepers are being called off. I think it needs to curl a little bit to the right. Oh, there it goes. There we go. It's a little bit to the right of the center line. Another guard. That's typical strategy. You throw up guards to begin with, and then you start throwing stones on in behind to be under cover. Please note, this is the first draw today here at the Potomac Curling Club. There are a total of 5 today. So, if you are in the mood for a complete day of curling, we got you covered. That is not a problem. We are happy to serve and broadcast this draw and all the others today. Wow, very nice shot. That's mostly on the button. Very nicely done. Okay, let's go back out to a little far view. Well, it is vulnerable. It's not technically undercover, but not all curlers can get in between those front 2 guards. There we go for Sharon.
Great shot.
And the sweepers are being encouraged. Out comes the skip to assist this stone. Make sure it gets over the hog line. Okay, it has. All right, and this is a lovely side guard. And she's indicating T-line weight. So she held the broom up in that manner. Getting over the hog line, getting into the field of play, and this is going to hit their front guard, but will it promote it just a little, but not into the house? Well, again, the skip is calling for T-line weight as well. This would be Steven Sabatino, I believe. Second for the T-Lines and Rink Ladies team. Okay, looking, and it will glide past their own guard, but it ended up promoting another one of the yellow guards, so now there are two yellows in the house, one in the 12-foot and one on the button, mostly. T-line weight again being called by Daphne. This, I believe, is Austin.
Well, that would be a crazy shot.
Well, this is over the hog line easily, and will hit that red guard. Push it aside to the right, and will it touch the... No, it will not. It will not touch the sideline, so it is still in play. It is just a very far right guard. Should never know if that will become needed. Don't assume anything. And he is a little bit of a light jog. All right, it pushed one of the red guards out to the side. They hit the sideline, taken out, and the shooter stays as a center guard. Okay, Skip Daphne is thinking. This would be Leonard. Is it Jarabek or Yarabek? It's upon your pronunciation. Sweeper is being called to sweep. All right, safely over the hog. All right, now that is in the house, is a 12-foot, but it also looks like it is in line with the Yellowstone in the 4-foot and button, kind of as a guard, so to speak. That's a little difficult to get to by the red team because their guard out front is blocking the full view of that last Yellowstone. Okay, back to the hat. Okay, and this is Elena Meadows, excuse me. Why does this do that? Okay, as you see, still sitting 2 yellow. Oh, I apologize. 1 yellow, 1 red. Okay, we have an update on sheet A. Team Ascercion. has scored 2 in their 5th end. So now the score over on that sheet. Oops, I typed in the wrong number. Goodness. Who hired this girl? The answer is no one. For those who aren't aware, the Potomac Curling Club is a 100% volunteer club. So those of us helping out with this bonspiel do not get paid. We do it for the love of the sport. We do it for the love of our club. We do it for the fun of curling has afforded us. So there's plenty of volunteers here. We could always use more help. Obviously, we have a large membership, and we are happy for everyone to come sign up to volunteer for an event and to come on down and have some fun with the rest of us. All right, here we go. Past the hog, past the first yellow guard, and then it seems they wanted to just close up that port, the opening between the other yellow guard and the red stone. So that looks like a job well done. Okay, verifying sheet A is 7 to 2. This is Elena Meadows stone. All right, let's get to the overhead view for this one because it is, wow, it flashed right on by. I don't believe that hit its target. It was supposed to take out that center yellow, I believe, and it just didn't quite get there. Okay, it seems for the single barrel team, Daphne and Vice Leonard are discussing strategy. What is their plan? Oh, we have an update on sheet D. Children of Dionysus has scored 3 in the 5th end. I'm sorry, hold on. What happened to the 4th end? We will find out in a moment. Okay, I think I'm caught up. Children of Dionysus have 9, and it's all Greek. Scored 1 in the 4th. Starting to slow down a little bit as it gets close to the hog. And it's beyond. Their sweepers are keeping a close eye on it. Oh, and it pauses out front as a guard. Let's look overhead. Looks like 1 yellow at this time. All right. Skip is indicating T-line weight. That's why he's holding his broom like that. As in he wants T-line. We're suggesting T-line. Back to the hack. Let's see if I've got some update again. On D, it is 9/1. Children of Dionysus over It's All Greek. Sheet A, 7 to 2. That's Hip Hop Acropolis over Team Ascercion. Sheet C, Mamma Mia has 3 over Sweeping Generalization with 1. Goodness, this one has a lot of speed. Oh my goodness. Took out a front yellow guard and the Yellowstone that was hanging out by the 12. So that took out 2. It was nicely done. Not sure if that was their game plan, but it worked. Okay. All right. Daphne and Leonard discussing strategy. We'll let them do that. Let's check our chat. Mark is actually subbing as their second. Oh, thank you, Mark. Okay, apologies. Thank you, Ms. Carlson, for correcting me. I appreciate that. Okay, over on sheet C, discussion occurring again with strategy because just the Hammerstone remains. And there, Skip Alan McNeil is coming down to get to the hack to throw his Hammerstone on sheet C, and he is with the Sweeping Generalization team. But back on our feature sheet B, this is Daphne Roberts, the skip for the single barrel team. All right, and that guard froze onto the red guard that was closest to the front of the house. Looking at our overhead view, again, it looks like 1 yellow at this point. Strategy has been set. Elena has placed the broom down as the target for their skip, Brian Ufang. Okay, getting ready, getting down in his stance, up and pushing off. He is, and release. Hope you saw that. Notice it wasn't a push when he let go. He just gently let go and let the stone move forward on its own. That is how you deliver curling stone. Let's move to the overhead. And it just missed that yellow. So it looks like 1 yellow scoring here. All right, at this point in time, looks like it will be single barrel at 9 and T lines and rink ladies at 1. They hung up a couple of scores at the same time. resetting here.
That's still coming out. Still going out.
Okay, here we are.
Dan, was I wide on that throw? Take this out.
You were very, very heavy. You were at least 4 weight, if not more.
Okay. Looks like guard weight to me, in my opinion. Heading towards the center line. It's slowing down.
That's a good weight for him.
Yes, indeed. It's a very nice job. That was a good guard. Back to the hack. This is Sharon Graney. Lead for the T-Lines and Rink Ladies.
Check your weight.
Okay, there was just a little bit of sweeping going on there, but it caught off. It's traveling well on its own. Ooh, is it going to hit? It will hit, but it will not take out the yellow guard, which is good. There's something in curling called the 5-rock rule, or the free zone rule.
Give me a hat. Get the hat.
You cannot take out one of your opponent's stones that are sitting as a guard within the first 5 stones thrown in an end. You can take out your own, mostly by accident, that early in the game.
Grab it the other way.
And you can move someone's guard stone like we just saw. But you cannot take it out of play. Okay, overview. Uh-oh, this has a little too much. Okay, it is going to keep hanging on to the back 12. All right,
3. On center line.
back to the hack. Sharon Graney's next. Okay. Her stone is on its way, has a bit of weight to it.
Split the yeah. Split the house. Yep. All the way.
Approaching the hog. Here we go over. Now what will it do? It will promote the yellow guard
In the house above the tee.
into the 8-foot along the tee line. That is allowed. But again, can't take a guard completely out of play. Okay, back to the hack. Okay, as stated earlier, this is the Potomac Curling Club. This is our Embassy Row Bonspiel for 2019, and the featured country is Greece. And we have had some wonderful Greek food so far. Yesterday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, some snacks, and again this morning for breakfast. The folks are setting up lunch for us to begin in about an hour, and I'm telling you, it smells wonderful. So if anything, come on down. Smell the food. Have some. Even if you're just a visitor or a non-curler watching your friends curl, that's okay. There's a price sitting up there that you can donate. Ooh, that's curling. A bunch to the left. I wonder if that was what they wanted. All right, well, it is promoting their stone, which will stay out front of the 12 and move the Yellowstone over a little bit. Hmm. This is another headset, Sean. You can just sit and talk. Uh-oh. Everyone, we're going to bring Sean Cole in on this. Give us a moment. Make sure we keep an eye on the action at the same time. What number is that? Ooh, goodness. That is... Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Very nicely done. Okay, I know, it's 5-6, just a second, dear. All right, there you go. Hello, Sean Cole.
There's a lot of action on that one.
Yeah, I think that was what you would call a triple. It hit up to 3
Yes.
stones, and good heavens, very, very nicely done.
Arrow, yeah.
Back to the hack.
I like this.
Next stone for the T-lines and Rink Ladies
Yes, 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 yes.
out of the Diamond State Curling Club. That's our... Those
They
are our
might sneak this one by.
yes.
Nice.
Yes, they will.
It's
All
going
right,
to go a little bit deep, but still going to count.
yeah.
I think that's shot stone.
Looks shot stone. We have a handshake over on sheet A. The last score that I saw posted was Hip Hop Acropolis 7, Team Ascercion 2. And they took down their score so quickly that that's the final score I'm going to post. So for those watching Team Ascercion and or Hip Hop Acropolis, that game has ended. Final scores that I saw was 7-2. Okay, single barrel coming into the house. It looks a little heavy, but it is going to stop, and it looks second, at least from this angle. That is Shot Rock remains the red. Okay, over on sheet C.
Needs to be equal to this. Take out a double. Yes, sweet. Let's get this guard back into play. Yes, yes, yes.
Looks like they're going to try and tap the guard in.
Mm-hmm. Get it into play, and it is going to enter the house indeed, but it was hit a little too hard.
Yeah.
Went right on through. That's unfortunate. All right, over on sheet C, we have an update. Mamma Mia has scored 2 more in their 5th ending. So it's Mamma Mia 5, Sweeping Generalization 1. All right, let's get back to the hack on our game on sheet B. Okay. Sorry about that. Sean had to go back to work. He is volunteering in our beverage station. Oh, nicely done. Let's move the scoreboard a moment. As you see, it looks like 1 yellow. I think that that red in the back seems to be just a tad closer from this angle, that is. Okay, back to the hack. Here we go. And this looks like Elena Meadows. It's entering our field of vision right about now. It is going into the house. Let's switch cameras. Okay. Not the yellow back. Red sitting 1 at this point, perhaps 2. All right. Talking a little strategy over on our sheet B. It seems they have decided what they're going to do. We're now up to Skips Rocks, as you see. Daphne Roberts of the single barrel team. She is their skip. Okay, I think we have yep, sheet D, it seems, has ended their game also. They've had some handshakes. The last score posted is 9-1. That was Children of Dionysus over It's All Greek. All right, let's look at the house view. All right, nicely done, taking out that red stone that was in front. So again, sheet D is final. Last score posted, 9-1. Children of Dionysus over It's All Greek. Okay, we're at Skip Rocks again, or still here in our 6th end. And our current score is single barrel 9, T-lines and rink ladies 1. And again, T-lines and rink ladies are from our friends up at the Diamond State Curling Club. That is in the state of Delaware. So they're not too far away. I mean, it's a bit of a drive. And we do appreciate them coming here and playing. We have a team from Triangle, which is obviously from North Carolina. We've got a team from Pittsburgh, a team from Chesapeake, which is another curling club here in Maryland, or Maryland if you prefer. But they are on the eastern shore. They're on the eastern side of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. So their commute was a little shorter. And we do have a team in from California, also playing with us this weekend. Again, that's part of the fun of curling. Oh, it flashed, but it did take out one of the stones in the back. One of the yellow stones. All right, so let's take a quick view out front and then overhead. Looks like one yellow. Okay, you can see where he tapped the broom, where he... Oh, nope, more strategy being discussed. That's all right. In friendly bonspiels like this, there is no time limit. I mean, we do encourage the teams to keep the games going. But we don't have a timer. If this was an official championship or play down with the GNCC, the Grand National Curling Club, then we would have timers. And we had one of those play downs here at the Potomac Curling Club last year. And the two teams that ended up in first and second went to the World Championship over in Scotland. Indeed, one of those teams was from friends at Plainfield, New Jersey, and the other team was mostly from here at Potomac. And my understanding is they did pretty well. Both teams did pretty well over in Worlds. I mean, wow. All right, here we go. Daphne Roberts, Skip Stone coming into the house. Maybe no, guarding out front. All right, I believe here comes the hammer. This would be Brian of the Tee Lines and Rink Ladies. Ufe, I believe I was told it was pronounced. All right, Sheet C has ended their sixth end. Score is yet to be posted. Update you as soon as I can. Let's look at our feature sheet. This is the hammer. Oh, in fact, here, let me do a little split view here. Oh, flashed right on by. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Well, it looks like one yellow to me from this view. Let's let the, oh, and handshakes. Okay, this game is over. I believe, again, that was one yellow, so we'll put that score there. And sheet B is now final. Final score, single barrel, 10. Tee Lines and Rink Ladies, 1. So we have finished our games on sheet A, B, and D. We will switch over to sheet C momentarily. Give us a moment. The cameras will reset themselves. Okay, over to sheet C. Right, there is a yellow guard out front near the center, and there is a red stone in the 8-foot circle. So let's tune in. And this would be Mike Jones from the Sweeping Generalization team. His stone going down the sheet, being swept. It's a pretty active sweep. Looks like a little bit of takeout weight here. I believe he's hoping to take out that red. And he did. Very nicely done, and it rolled onto the button. That's a nice job. The only problem is, well, maybe from this angle you cannot see, but the Yellowstone that's in the 4-foot and the button is not undercover, so it is vulnerable. And I believe the Mamma Mia team is, I believe they're going to go for a takeout. Take that Yellowstone right out of there. Okay. And here there's Skip Diana Black sending out instructions to her teammates. Oh, and it nicked the guard instead. And since that was one of the first 5 stones thrown, that yellow guard goes back to where it was, and the red stone goes out of play. That was unfortunate, but it happens. Game's not over yet. This end isn't over yet. There's lots more stones to go. So here we go, back to the hack. Sweeping generalizations. Skip is Alan McNeil. You can see him at the far end, giving instructions to his sweepers. And let me give you the house view. Ooh, went past the tee line. Is it going out of the back? It is in the back 12. All right, so at this point in time, we are sitting 2 for yellow. All right. Let's do a split screen for you here. Back to the hack and a view of their skip. And I do see the update that was posted. Oh my goodness. Here we go. What is this red stone gonna do? It looks like it will take out that center stone. And it will. Okay, now let me... Oops. There we go. Sorry. All right, scoreboard has been updated. At this point in time, Mamma Mia and Sweeping Generalization are tied at 5 after 6 ends. So no one's shaking their hands here quite yet. We've got what some folks may call a barn burner over here. I've, again, borrowed that phrase from others. That is not a technical curling term. But we do have a close game here. Mamma Mia was up 5-1, but the last end, they gave up a 4 end, and they gave up a 4 to Sweeping Generalization, so now they're even at 5 all. Okay, out of the hack we come. I believe that's Odessa. Oh, that is going with some speed. Let's give you a split screen here because it is going to hit a guard, take it out of the way, and then itself went out of play. So in looking at the overhead, looks like 1 yellow because the 2 on the back 12 look pretty even to me. Okay. Back to the hack we go. I believe this could be Dan Kennedy. He is a stick curler, as you saw. All right, this is gently gliding. Okay, it's getting over the hog line. It's a little bit of sweeping from Mike Jones. And as you can see, it is mostly in the 4-foot, moved over one of the yellow stones. If you look at the far view, red has a little bit of work to do. Okay, for the Mamma Mia team, we are now up to Mr. Bruce Black, who is Diana's father. Diana, as you see, is the skip, indicating where she wants her dad to aim for. Okay, let's go back to the hack. Here he is. Ooh, he gave that a push when he did release it to give it more weight, more speed. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna give you, that's moving fast. Took out the back yellow. Okay. That was what you call take out weight, and that it did what it was supposed to do. Take out the opponent's stone.
I like a split house, frankly. I like something up front. I like something up front better because otherwise they just...
Okay, again, I believe this is Dan Kennedy, who's up next. Okay, got a discussion between teammates on the sweeping generalization team. In case you weren't sure, sweeping generalization is made out of 4 members from the Potomac Club. And that would be Alan McNeil at skip, Dan Kennedy at vice, Gordon Bodnar at second, and Mike Jones as lead. And they're playing Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Well, we've shorted it for Mamma Mia, so it fits up on our screen. Also with members from Potomac, you've got Diana Black as skip. Odessa Hawera is listed as vice. Bruce Black is second. And Mark Hawera, I would assume Odessa's father, is lead. So we've got some father-daughter combinations. 2 sets on the Mamma Mia team. Oh, Bruce is sending another takeout weight. So we're going to immediately just switch your screens to see. Okay. Well, it took one of those yellows out of the center. So instead of 3, it looks now like 2 yellow at this point. Okay. So here on sheet C, we have Potomac versus Potomac. What do you know? So we shall see which team prevails. As you can see on the screen, it is 5-5. All right, and Skip Alan McNeil is walking back. So he can deliver his first skip rock. And he is also a stick curler. Okay. The rock is on its way, being escorted down by Mike and Gordon. It is curling to the left, as you see. All right, let's take a closer look. Looks like it is going to, oh, it will enter the house. Oh, very nicely done. And now there's 2 yellow in the forefoot, 1 in the front 8. As you can see, it's looking nice for the yellow team. Okay, as I said earlier, this is the first of 5 draws. Today, the next draw will be at 11:30, and then we have a pause for lunch, 2 p.m., pause for dinner, 6 p.m., and 8:30 this evening are the rest of the draws for today. This evening, Saturday night, is usually the big entertainment night, and we will be having a big trivia contest hosted by our own Steve Kaltenberg. Oh my goodness, here we go. I'm just going to give you both because, well, it took out the one in the center of yellow, pushed it. Okay, that was not me. That's someone working on the PA system for here in the warm room. I believe that was Mr. Michael Dobbs. So it wasn't me. Honest, 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 honest. Okay. We look at some notes that I have. Okay, I do apologize. I do not have notes with me with regard to upcoming Bonspiels at other clubs. Some of that information will be listed on our website. Oh, I may have found them. All right, here we go. Watching Skip Rock from Alan McNeil.
Play the line. Yes, line. Don't come out there.
All right, and behind us, the announcement that lunch is ready has been announced. I can tell you it smells fantastic. The aroma. All right, here we go. Yellow team. Replace one of their center stones, push the other to the back 12, so it won't be a counter. They're still looking at just 2 yellow at this point. Here comes the hammer. That will be the next rock being thrown. Thrown by Miss Diana Black. Okay. Well, as we watch them discuss strategy, we do have the Women's Mid-Atlantic Bonspiel. I believe that is here at the Potomac Curling Club, December 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then, of course, internal only for the members of Potomac Curling Club on January the 1st is what we call a hangover spiel. That's just the name. And then that weekend, the big spiel starts on January the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Okay, here's Diana pushing off the hack. Oh, they are yelling for lots of hard sweeping. So here, let's give you this view so you can see it overhead and from the front. Okay, it's coming in, a hit. Okay, well, it limited the scoring of the sweeping generalization team to just 1.
Yeah, 1 point lead's not enough to play silly. So, yeah.
Okay, we are getting to our 8th end here in our sheet C between Mamma Mia, here we go again, and sweeping generalization. All right, Mike Jones is sending his first lead stone down the sheet. Oh, for those who are curious, yes, on sheet C and D, there's an additional target in the center of the sheet. That is for our junior curlers. We have youngsters who curl. They do work with smaller stones. They're not quite 42 or 43 pounds, so they work with smaller stones. And they have a closer target. It's just to get them to start enjoying the sport with no pressure. Just learn the basics. Okay, as you just saw, Diana Black was checking a little something. Perhaps she saw a little piece of dirt or fluff there on the ice. You definitely want to move that out of the way. Okay, here we have Mr. Hawera. So you watch this moving down. Let's give you the out front and the overhead view. This has a lot of steam to it. So it's entering the house, but I'm worried that it may, nope. Okay, great. It did slow down and stop. Diana, again, must be seeing that piece of dirt. So, all right, I think she got it this time. Fantastic. Okay, looking back at the calendar, I can tell you in January 2020, oh yeah, 2020 already, January 17th, 18th, and 19th is the Women's Pine Tree Bonspiel up in Belfast, Maine. I'm told that that is a great club to visit. Indeed. And then I see in February, excuse me. At the Triangle Curling Club, they have an under 5 Bonspiel. Now that refers to years of experience curling and not your age. So they have an under 5 Bonspiel down at the Triangle Curling Club in North Carolina on February the 14th, 15th. I'm not 100% sure about the 16th, but maybe that. And then a little further into February. Okay, I believe that is Gordon throwing his stone here on our sheet C with a lot of weight. Switching view so you can see. And it will take out. It seems both teams are just trading takeouts at this point in time. Back to the calendar, February. Now, the Sweetheart Mixed Bonspiel up in Ottawa, Canada, is on Thursday the 20th, then 21st and 22nd. However, during the same pretty much time frame, up in Seattle, Washington, is the USCWA Women's National Bonspiel. As I said, up in Seattle, and that begins on Wednesday, February 19th through the 22nd. So there are and there are more than just those that are mentioned. But when I checked the calendars, that is what I found. So again, here we are in the 8th and final end on sheet C. We have another takeout weight. Are they trading? Yes, they are continuing. Now this one is, okay, after it did the takeout, it rolled a little bit to the left. So it's mostly in the forefoot, at least from this angle. Looks like Mamma Mia has a little bit of work to do. And this is Odessa. Okay, again, back to the split view. You can see it in two ways, and trading takeouts continues. Okay, there we go. Pardon me. Okay. Dan. Again, takeout weight. Let's take a peek. Yes, as we continue. Ooh. But this time the shooter rolls out of play as well. We have an empty house. No one is home. Okay. Sounds like Dad was giving his daughter advice. So, looks like they're going to do a takeout, but this time they're going to peel the guard. We are way past the first 5 stones, so perfectly legal. All right, here we go. That is takeout weight. And give it the split house. Here we go. Will it work? Ooh, well, yes and yes. Both the shooter and that leftover guard have both gone out of play. We're looking at it, and again, empty house. No one is home. Okay, back to the hack. Looking at Dan.
That feels light. What do you think? Okay, I believe you. Where is it?
Okay.
Are you sure
Well,
it's
it's a
not
little
light?
slower than the past number of stones, but it still has a good amount of weight. No sweeping at this time. I think they wanted to gently slow down and be a guard, or it is entering the house. It's going into the front 8. Ooh, just a little bite of the forefoot. Okay, so as you can see, looks like Diana Black is calling for another takeout. And we know that her dad can do those. But you never assume. That's why we all play the game. And to see what happens, because ice conditions do change throughout a game. And it takes out the yellow stone, and the shooter remains. It is in the 8, biting a little bit of the 4. Well, you've got the changing of the guard here on the sweeping generalization team, because here we go. Because the team skip for sweeping generalization, Alan McNeil is getting ready to send his first of 2 skip stones. They call them skip rocks because they're thrown by the skip, obviously. Okay. And in case the reason he went back and switched out stones is because they are numbered. Really try to throw them in order. So, all right, here we go. Alan is a stick curler. Bring down the gentle release. It's got some speed to it. All right, let's give you the both views. And successful takeout. Okay. The shooter remained in the 8 foot. Okay, Diana Black is sliding back to the heck. And I believe we have time for a dad joke. For example, why did the curler bring string to the competition? So he could tie the score. Yeah, as I said, these are wonderful dad jokes. And what do you call a curler with insomnia? Sweepless. Of course. All right, back to the hack with Diana Black. Getting ready to throw her first skip stone at this final 8th end. Okay, her device, his Bruce Black, her father, is calling for vigorous sweeping. Trading another takeout. Okay. And in looking at the screen, wild guess what's being called. Yes, indeed, another takeout. And Alan McNeil is making his way back to the hack to deliver his final stone in this 8th end. And then after this stone will be Diana's second skip rock, which we always refer to the last stone at an end as the hammer. All right, here goes Alan. Gave it a little shove to give it some more speed. Oh, this is moving fast, so here we go. Take out indeed. And the shooter also rolls out. So now the house is empty. Diana simply has to get it into the house to score one and to tie up this game again. Okay, back to the hack. Okay, pushed off the hack. Diana gets very low to the ground with her delivery.
All the way hard. All the way hard.
It's a very nice score. All right, going back to this split view. Oh my goodness. We've got 4 folks sweeping. They're really working hard to get this stone into the house. Okay, they did. Okay, guess what? We're now tie after 8. We're at 6-6. And I believe we are going to skip stones, which is the tiebreaker. Okay, so let's. All right, we're going to shoot from that same end. Okay. All right, which means 1 stone is thrown by each skip. Closest to the center is it. Okay. As Diana readies herself, with Dad being vice, giving her the target to go for. Okay, and pushing off. Again, a nice gentle release. And right away, Bruce is calling the sweepers on this. Oh, and back off. Hold on, let's give you this view. Okay, it will enter the house, and it looks like it has a little too much. Oh no. Okay, so that went in the front door, all the way through, out the back. Didn't even bother to say hello to anybody. How unfortunate for Diana. All Alan McNeil needs to do is land his skip stone anywhere in the house. Oh, I've got people here in the worm room thinking that that's heavy as well. So, okay, here we go with the next view. And we'll see. All this has to do is stop somewhere in the house. It's out of the 4, out of the 8, out of the... Okay, it stopped in the back 12. Just saving it. So that gives Sweeping Generalization the win. And that will be the final score there. Sweeping Generalization with 7 over Mamma Mia at 6. So this winds up the first draw of the day. Again, just the first draw. There are 4 more to continue. And we thank you for joining us. We will be signing off for now until the next game scheduled to start. I believe it's at 11:30. Indeed is. So, goodbye for now. A quick wrap up. From our 4, we've got Team Ascercion with 2, losing to Hip Hop Acropolis with 7 over on sheet A. On sheet B, T-Lines and Rink Ladies with 1, losing to Single Barrel with 10 over on sheet B. We had Mamma Mia ending with 6 to Sweeping Generalization at 7 after the tiebreaker of Skip Rocks here on sheet C. And our last, we have the Children of Dionysus had 9. It's All Greek had 1. The final on sheets D, C, B, and A. Well, everyone's in the warm room now, and we're all going to have lunch. So good day to you, and you'll hear from us again soon.